Good afternoon, children. We learned about transforming principle in the previous period, and based on the experiments conducted by Frederick Griffith, he understood that there is some transforming principle which got transferred from heat-killed estrine bacteria to R-strain bacteria, and as a result, the R-strain bacteria developed a mucus coating or a polysaccharide coating, and they transformed into virulent form. So this is what we learned in the previous class. Now you can quickly summarize the different steps in his experiment. Rijas can start. Yes, Rijas. First step. What is the first step? He injected into mice, and what happened? Okay, next, Nandana.
He then injected R-strain into the mice and they lived.
Okay, Sharon, third.
He injected heat killed mice into mice, and mice will survive.
And Mehak. Finally, what he did, he made a combination of
Heat killed estrine.
and what happened to the mice?
It died.
They died. And what was the conclusion, Malavika? What did he conclude from this experiment?
There was a transforming principle which changed S-strain bacteria to synthesize R-strain bacteria to synthesize polysaccharide.
Okay, there was some transforming principle which got transferred from heat-killed S-strain bacteria to R-strain bacteria. That was considered as a genetic material, and once this transforming principle reached R-strain bacteria, that made them synthesize the polysaccharide coat, and they developed into S-strain, and they caused pneumonia in mice, and the mice died. We'll see the details. And Frederick Griffith could not explain the biochemical nature of this genetic material. For that, further studies were conducted by other scientists, and let's see what were their findings. Biochemical nature of the transforming principle of the genetic material was discovered by Oswald Avery, Colin MacLeod, and Maclean McCarthy. And earlier, or before their work, before they could find out the biochemical nature of this transforming principle, this was considered to be a protein. The genetic material was thought to be a protein. And they carried out experiments to find out the biochemical nature of this transforming principle. So for that, what they did was they purified the important biomolecules like DNA, RNA, proteins, etc. from the heat-killed estrine bacteria, because it was from this heat-killed estrine bacteria that the genetic material got transferred into R-strain bacteria. So they wanted to know which of these biomolecules were responsible for producing such change or change in the physical form as well as it properties. As such, the properties got changed. Once they developed the mucus coat or polysaccharide coat, the R-strain changed into virulent form. So they wanted to know the biochemical nature, and for that they purified the different biomolecules like DNA, RNA, and proteins, and this was done with the help of enzymes. Using enzymes, they separated out the different biomolecules like proteins, DNA, and RNA. And later they found, or as a result of their experiments, they could conclude that it was DNA and not proteins and RNA that is the reason for this transformation of bacteria. So it was DNA that caused this transformation, or the transforming principle was actually DNA. For that, what they did was heat-killed estrine. Heat-killed estrine in all the three steps, in all the three stages, they use the heat killed S strain. And in the first case, so the biomolecules, they had doubt where, 1 minute, proteins, three possibilities are there: proteins, DNA, and RNA. The enzyme for splitting or separating DNA is DNase, then RNase, protease. Protease is a protein digesting enzyme. Then DNA will be removed or it will be split by means of DNase, then RNase. These are the three enzymes which they used. And in the first case, heat killed a strain was combined with protease. As I told you, protease will help in removing or splitting these proteins. And this was combined with live R strain. You know that it is when this combination of bacteria were used to inject into the mice died. So he killed a strain, living R strain. Along with that, they added protease enzyme. Even when they added protease enzyme, this transformation took place. From this, what can we understand? Protease is an enzyme which will split or which can break down proteins. So even when protease was added, transformation took place. So that means proteins are not the culprit. So this was ruled out, not proteins. The transforming principle is not protein. Then in the second stage, what they did, they added RNase enzyme. When RNase is added, they will remove RNA from heat killed strain. But still transformation took place. So again, the second possibility was also ruled out. It cannot be RNA. If it was RNA, upon adding RNase will be removed, but still transformation was taking place. So this could be something else. And then they tried out with DNase. So DNase will remove DNA, or it is a enzyme that will break down DNA. In that case, transformation did not take place. From that, they concluded that DNA was the transforming principle. I don't know whether you have followed it. I will repeat once again. There were three possibilities. They thought that this transforming principle could be protein, RNA, or DNA. So they wanted to find out which among these molecules is a transforming principle or the genetic material. For that, they took a combination of heat killed S strain and living R strain, and heat killed S strain was subjected to protease enzyme. So when it is subjected to protease enzyme, all the proteins will be broken down. Even when the proteins were broken down or removed, transformation took place. So proteins cannot be the genetic material because still transformation was taking place. And then in the second stage, what they added was RNase enzyme, which broke down all the RNA present in heat killed S strain. And still they could find that the transformation took place. That means RNA is also not responsible, or it is also not the genetic material that caused this transformation. Because if that was the case, when RNA is removed by means of RNase enzyme, transformation will not take place, but transformation is taking place. So it is not RNA. Then they tried out with DNase enzyme, which will break down DNA. And in the third case, they found that no transformation took place. Then they concluded that DNA is the genetic material, or that is the transforming principle. And proteases and RNases did not affect transformation. The transforming substance was neither protein nor RNA. as proteases and RNases did not affect transformation. The transforming substance was neither protein nor RNA. Otherwise, if it was a protein, when we added proteases, transformation will not take place, but it took place. That means it was not, protein was not involved in this transformation. When RNAs was also used, they found the same thing. Transformation was taking place. That means RNA was also not included in the process. Then they tried out with DNAs. So when DNAs was used, the DNA was broken down and thereby no transformation took place. So they understood that it is not RNA or protein, but it is DNA that acted as the transforming principle. Any doubt? If you have any doubt, you should message me. I have some problem with the audio. Any doubt, children? Okay. But digestion with the DNAs inhibits transformation, indicating that DNA caused transformation, and they concluded that DNA is a genetic material. I'll explain it again for those who haven't understood. Even though Frederick Griffith found out that there is some transforming principle present, which got transferred from heat-killed S strain to living R strain and made them synthesize a mucus coat or polysaccharide coat and made them virulent. But they were not able to find out, or he was not able, Frederick Griffith was not able to find out the biochemical nature. And later, 3 scientists, they conducted experiments to find out the biochemical nature of the transforming principle. Oswald Avery, Colin McLeod, and Maclean McCarty. And for this, they purified the 3 biomolecules, proteins, DNA, and RNA. They thought that one of these substances might be the transforming principle. But to prove that, they conducted a series of experiments. In the first case, they added protease to heat-killed S strain and then combined with living R strain and injected into mice, and mice died. That means transformation was taking place. So when protease could not prevent the transformation, then that means proteins is not the transforming principle. If proteins were responsible for this transformation, upon adding proteases, proteins will break down and transformation will not take place. But transformation took place. So they understood that it is not protein. Then they proceeded with RNase enzyme. And when RNase enzyme was added also, transformation took place. When RNase is added, it will split, it will break down RNA. And it won't be able to carry out its function. But transformation took place. So then they concluded that it is not RNA. Now the third one was DNA. They added DNase enzyme and tried it out, and they found that transformation was not taking place, which means DNA is a transforming principle. This genetic material or DNA was transferred from heat-killed S strain to living R strain and made it synthesize polysaccharide coat, and it became virulent upon synthesizing it. So it was DNA. They concluded that DNA is the genetic material. Can I proceed? Okay. If you have any doubts, leave me a message. Digestion means breaking down. Punya? Digestion means to break down, to split them. That is what is meant. Okay, got it, Punya? Yes, breaking down. Okay. Thank you. Next is Hershey-Chase experiment. So already one experiment we have completed, Frederick Griffith's experiment, and later 3 scientists, how they found out the biochemical nature of the transforming principle. So 2 experiments we completed. I told you a few more experiments you will be going to learn. You are going to learn, and each and every one is important. You should know the names of scientists, year, the contribution, all that you should be familiar. And when you are asked to explain Hershey-Chase experiment, if you write about Frederick Griffith's experiment, you will not get marks. So somehow you relate what was their experiment. You should not get confused. So somehow you relate the experiment with the scientist, because they may not ask the details, or they may not include the details of the experiment in the question. They'll simply say, explain Hershey-Chase experiment. Then you should know the details. Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase, 1952. They also conducted experiments and proved that DNA is a genetic material, and this was in 1952. And they concluded that DNA is a genetic material based on the studies which they conducted on bacteriophages. Bacteriophages are viruses which uses these viruses, they use bacteria as their host. You know that viruses, they require a host cell to survive. Outside a living cell, they do not show any signs of life. We say that viruses are on the borderline between living and non-living. Outside a living cell, no signs of life. Once they enter a living cell, they will multiply. They'll make use of the biochemical machinery of the host cell, and they'll continue to divide and increase in number, and they take control over the host cell. And they can use even plant, animal, including human being as a host. And those viruses which use bacteria as their host are known as bacteriophages. During normal infection, the bacteriophage first attaches to the cell wall of bacteria, and it will insert the genetic material into the bacterial cell. All your videos are of children. I can make out. And I've told you that I can make out whether your video is on or not. That's why I keep on checking here on my screen. And whether you turn it on or off, I can make out. Yes. During normal infection, or when a bacteriophage is attacking a bacterial cell, the first thing what it does is it will attach itself to the bacterial cell wall. Come and get attached, as you can see in the picture. They'll come and get attached to the bacterial cell wall, and then it will insert its genetic material into the cell. First, they will come and get attached to the cell wall and slowly transfer the genetic material into the cell of bacteria. And once the genetic material reaches the bacteria, it will get incorporated into the genetic material of bacteria. And then it will start to manufacture or to produce more and more virus particles using host machinery. That is what I told you. They don't have, viruses do not have any biochemical mechanisms of their own. But once they enter the host cell, they will take control over the biochemical mechanisms or machinery of the host cell, and they will multiply. They will increase in number at the cost of host cell. So first what they do, they'll come and get attached to the cell wall of bacteria. Then they will insert its genetic material. And once the genetic material of virus reaches the bacterial cell, this will be integrated or incorporated into the genetic material of bacteria. And then once this happens, the bacterial cell will obey the commands of this virus or the genetic material of virus. They'll continue to multiply and produce more and more virus particles. This genetic material of virus will take control over the host cell, and more virus particles will be produced. Hershey and Chase worked to discover whether it was protein or DNA that the viruses are transferring to the bacteria. So there it is mentioned, they will insert its genetic material, but they were not knowing whether it was protein or DNA. They want to confirm, they want to Already a few scientists have conducted the experiments to prove that DNA is a genetic material, but they want to confirm this. They wanted to confirm that this genetic material is protein or DNA. So once again, the name of the scientists were Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase. What was the aim of their experiment? To find out or to prove that DNA is the genetic material. And which specimen they use? They use bacteriophages. What are bacteriophages? The viruses which attack bacteria or viruses which use bacteria as the host cell are known as bacteriophages. And how do they enter the body of bacteria? First, the virus will come and get attached to the cell wall of bacteria. Then they will insert or transfer their genetic material into the bacterial cell. Once the genetic material of virus reaches or enters the bacterial cell, they will get incorporated into the genetic material or the genome of bacteria. Once this happens, the bacterial cell will obey the orders of the genetic material of virus, or this genetic material of virus will take control over the bacterial cell, and they will start producing more and more virus particles. And in that it is mentioned they will transfer the genetic material. So they were not sure what was the nature of this genetic material, whether it was protein or DNA. They wanted to find out. For that, they conducted the experiment. What is the nature or what was the nature of the genetic material that was transferred into bacterial cell? And see here, they grew some viruses on a medium having radioactive phosphorus and certain other viruses on a medium having radioactive sulfur. So some of the viruses, they grew on a medium having radioactive viruses. So what was the aim of the experiment? To prove that DNA is the genetic material. Virus transferred DNA into the bacterial cell. To prove that, they conducted experiments, and for this experiment, they used two media, radioactive phosphorus and radioactive sulfur. One group of viruses, they grew in radioactive phosphorus and the other group in radioactive sulfur. Viruses which were grown in radioactive phosphorus, they had radioactive DNA but not radioactive protein, because DNA contains phosphorus but protein doesn't. Have you understood what is the meaning of this sentence? I'll repeat again. Children, you know that protein doesn't contain phosphorus. Phosphorus is not found in protein, but it is found in DNA. DNA is made up of polynucleotide chains. And what is a nucleotide? What are the three components? A nitrogen base, sugar, and a phosphate group. So DNA, one of the important constituent of DNA is phosphate group of phosphorus. So when viruses were grown in radioactive phosphorus, the DNA of viruses became radioactive, but not radioactive protein. Only the DNA of the viruses became radioactive. Their proteins did not become radioactive. What is the reason? Because from the medium, they were absorbing these minerals. Phosphorus and sulfur were absorbed by the viruses. And when this was incorporated, the phosphorus was used for the synthesis of DNA. So into the DNA, the phosphorus got incorporated and it became radioactive. Whereas this phosphorus is absent in protein. So it will not take up this radioactive phosphorus, and hence proteins were not radioactive. And the second case, viruses grown in radioactive sulfur, they showed radioactive protein, but not radioactive DNA. Why? Because in the medium, radioactive sulfur was present. And this sulfur will not be taken up by DNA because DNA is made up of nitrogen base, phosphate group, and a ribose sugar. There no sulfur, so it will not take up sulfur, whereas protein contains sulfur, so that will be taken up by the protein. So those viruses which were grown in radioactive sulfur, they developed radioactive protein but not radioactive DNA. The reason for this is sulfur is present in protein but not in DNA. So when they are being cultured in a medium, each biomolecule in its body will take up only those which are required. DNA consists of phosphorus. So from the medium, they will take up phosphorus. And phosphorus is radioactive. In order to trace the path, it is made radioactive. So the radioactive phosphorus will be taken up by the DNA, but it will not be taken up by protein. So those viruses which were grown in radioactive phosphorus developed or formed radioactive DNA but not radioactive protein. Similarly, the other group of viruses were grown in radioactive sulfur. Upon growing them in radioactive sulfur, the radioactive sulfur got incorporated into the protein and they had or they developed radioactive protein. But DNA was not radioactive. What is the reason? DNA doesn't contain sulfur. So that was not taken up by DNA. So that didn't become radioactive. Are you following? Are you following, children? I have a doubt whether you have understood. And since the audio is also not working properly, I'm not able to find out. Have you understood? Gayatri? Speak. No, let me check.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll repeat it again. So we learned about the experiments conducted by Oswald Avery. Then, who were the other two scientists? McLean McCarthy and McLeod. And what were their findings? What they wanted to find out? They wanted to find out the biochemical nature of the transforming principle. And they had 3 biomolecules in their list: proteins, DNA, RNA. How did they rule out the possibilities of RNA and proteins? And how did they conclude that it is DNA, the genetic material? Gayatri, how did they find out? First step. He killed proteases, they added. Then what happened? Transformation took place. Even after adding proteases, transformation took place. That means the biomolecule or the transforming principle was not protein. If it was proteins, upon adding proteases, proteins will break down and the transformation cannot take place. And Malavika, and second step, what they did?
He killed a strain, RNAs, and living
RNase enzyme they added. Still what happened?
transformation
Took place. Still they could find transformation taking place. And then they concluded that this cannot be, the transforming principle cannot be RNA. If that was a transforming principle, upon adding RNA, they will break down and they cannot carry out transformation. Then they finally tried out with Nia, Steffi.
That DNA is the genetic material.
As the third step, what they did?
They're radioactive.
Which enzyme they added?
Radioactive sulfur.
DNase enzyme they added. Upon adding DNase enzyme, DNA broke down and the transformation did not take place. So they concluded that it is DNA that acted as the transforming principle. And then later, Hershey and Chase, they also conducted experiments in 1952 to prove or to find out that the DNA is the genetic material, or DNA is the transforming principle. For that, which specimen they used? Which organism they used? Lydia?
Bacteriophages.
Bacteriophages. Anthony, what are bacteriophages? Are they bacteria?
Bacteria.
Are they bacteria? Bacteriophages. They are viruses which use bacteria as their host. Virus can use a plant, animal, including human being, or even a bacteria as their host. When they use a bacterial cell as their host, you call those viruses as bacteriophages. And for growing bacteriophages, they selected two media. Which are those two? Rijas, which are the two media that they used? Radioactive phosphorus and radioactive sulfur. And viruses which were grown in radioactive phosphorus, what happened to the biomolecules present in them? How did they get transform? Punya, what transformation or what change took place when bacteriophages were grown in radioactive phosphorus?
DNA was radioactive.
DNA became
Radioactive.
radioactive. Why they became radioactive? Because phosphorus is a component of DNA molecule. So they took up from the medium radioactive phosphorus. And on the other hand, protein doesn't contain phosphorus. So that was not absorbed by proteins. Thereby, proteins remained non-radioactive, whereas DNA became radioactive. And when this was grown in radioactive sulfur, the reverse happened. DNA did not take up this sulfur because sulfur is not a constituent of DNA. And hence DNA was non-radioactive, whereas the proteins became radioactive. And further, the details of the experiment we will see. Before that, so hope you have understood the experiments that we discussed, and we'll be continuing with the experiments conducted by Hershey and Chase in the next class. We have not completed the experiment, only introduction part I have covered. So in the next class, we'll be continuing. So whatever topics are covered today, your periodic test will get over, no? Yes. So when you come on Monday, when you join the class on Monday, do revise whatever we have covered. And I told you earlier also, I'll be taking class test on a regular basis. At least one test in a week, because otherwise you won't learn this chapter. If there is some test, you will take it seriously, or you will take it serious and learn. Shall we wind up? Yes. Thank you, children. See you next class.